even though it's really late in the season, we still have several things in our vegetable garden that are still producing, like our peppers we've got right here. This is the habanero pepper, and this is one of the hottest varieties of pepper in the world. There is a scale called the Scoville scale that measures the heat of peppers, of the hot peppers, and the habanero comes in at 215,000. That's about 50 times hotter than the hottest jalapeno. And you can see I've got rubber gloves on. That's a good thing to wear whenever you're going to be harvesting or working around any of these really hot peppers. That way you don't get that capsaicin on your skin, and even with the gloves on, you don't want to rub your face or rub your eyes. The habaneros are used in ultra hot sauces, and if you grow them and use them for your own hot sauces, my advice is to use caution and to use them sparingly. But I really like the habanero peppers. They are very nice OSU orange color, as you can see here, and the plants are so prolific. I mean, just look at all the fruits that are being produced on these habanero plants. So lots and lots of hot peppers. Well, right back over here we've got another pepper that I want to show you. This is a type of bell pepper. This is known as the chocolate bell pepper, and it doesn't really taste like chocolate or smell like chocolate. The name's just referring to the color, and it's actually a really dark red pigment that gives the pepper this brown chocolate type color. Chocolate peppers are extremely sweet. In fact, some people say they are the sweetest of the bell peppers. Well, the most exciting thing coming along in our vegetable garden right now is our collection of pumpkins. Our pumpkins have done quite well this year in our vegetable garden. Well, they actually started out in our vegetable garden, but they've kind of grown out into some of the pathways here in other parts of our gardens. We don't really mind it because we think it sort of makes an interesting feature here at our studio. Now, back in another part of the fall, we did have some powdery mildew come in and do some damage to some of the leaves, but we still have plenty of green foliage left on a number of the vines to help get those pumpkins produced, help ripen them up. Well, we planted 3 different varieties this year. This one right here is known as small sugar. And you can see it still has a few flowers coming on, big, bright, yellowish orange pumpkin flowers to decorate the garden. But these small sugar pumpkins typically mature to about this size here. They're about a 5 to 8 pound pumpkin, and they are the perfect pie pumpkin. They're not really, you know, that special as far as being used for jack-o'-lanterns. They don't have that thick of a rind, but very sweet, nice pumpkin. We got the seeds for small sugar from Pine Tree Garden Seeds. Now, I guess you could carve a jack-o'-lantern out of some of the larger of the small sugar pumpkins, but basically they're a pumpkin that's great for pumpkin pie. Well, right over here we grew some little tiny pumpkins. This is known as Jack Be Little, and you can see it is a tiny pumpkin. They only get to be about 2 inches tall by about 3 inches wide, and these are edible, but a good way to use the Jack Be Little pumpkin is in fall arrangements. You can use these to decorate tabletops or other type of fall arrangements. Maybe you could carve like a little tiny jack-o'-lantern out of this pumpkin. But Jack Be Little pumpkin that we got the seed from Nichols Garden Nursery. Well, when it comes to carving pumpkins into jack-o'-lanterns, a good variety is this one right here. Now, this is the variety Howden. It's an heirloom variety. It was developed by Mr. John Howden in Massachusetts years ago, and has a nice deep orange color. And the thing that makes it a good jack-o'-lantern pumpkin is that it has an extremely thick skin, or very thick rind. And we do have one of these that one of our volunteers has carved into a jack-o'-lantern, and I just want to show you what it looks like. We credit early Irish settlers here in America for the tradition of carving up pumpkins into jack-o'-lanterns. It was believed that they would ward off evil spirits. Now, the first jack-o'-lanterns weren't even made out of pumpkins at all. They were actually hollowed out turnips. Well, we've had one of our volunteers here at our studio garden, Vince Giannotti, carve up this jack-o'-lantern out of this Howden pumpkin. And again, the Howden variety of pumpkins make excellent jack-o'-lanterns because they have extremely thick rinds or skins. You can see just the depth or the thickness of this pumpkin. And the thicker rind means that they will last a lot longer once they've been carved up and had holes cut into the sides. Now, you don't really use the jack-o'-lantern type pumpkins for pumpkin pies or pumpkin bread, but you can utilize those large pumpkin seeds. Just spread them out on a cookie sheet, add some spices, and toast them, and they're very tasty. Well, this pumpkin was carved pretty much freehand by Vince, but you can get different kits and things like that to carve intricate patterns on your pumpkins. Some of them even come with a Dremel tool included in the kit. Now, pumpkins can take about 90 to 110 days to mature after you've planted them from seed, so you have to go back quite a ways to have pumpkins ready for Halloween. In fact, early July is a good time to plant your seeds for Halloween pumpkins. So next year, when you're thinking 4th of July and fireworks, think about planting some pumpkin seeds for Halloween jack-o'-lanterns.